Hi, welcome to another music chat. Today we have guitarists, musicians, and composers,
Kamila Csenge
Yamirah Gercke
from the Kamila Csenge Quartet.
which also includes Katarzyna Vodkova on bass and Ivo Hermanovsky on drums. Hi, Kamila and Yamirah. Welcome and thanks for joining us.
Hi.
Hi, thank you for inviting us.
Yes.
You're welcome. So, Kamila, we'll start with you. Today we'll ask you a little bit about your history as a musician, music lover, and guitarist. So, how did music and guitar come into your life?
Yeah, sure. Well, the music, I actually started a little bit of singing in my very early ages, but then I went to elementary school to study the guitar. But I was actually like into the music from when I was 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Because mostly of my musician friends. I'm from Novicin. It's in the Moravia in Czech Republic. So we were like jamming together, and my brother is also bass player. So we had a band together, and we were starting to play together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that I was one of my friends. He actually went to some meeting, and he brought like a lot of musical CDs, like Aldi Meola, Steve Vai, and Paco Lucia, and that's I was like thinking that yes, I have to really like go into the music, to play the guitar, to practice, and to focus on the musician life.
Okay, and Yamirah, how about you? How did music and guitar come into your life?
Basically, my parents are musicians, so the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's basically it. It influenced me, obviously.
So it basically came through your family, and you had music everywhere around you.
Yeah, there's no escaping it.
All right, Kamila, what attracted you to the guitar specifically?
Well, the guitar, yeah, how I said that, I really heard like that so many great guitarists, like the Paco Lucia, and I started with the classical music, with the classical guitar, and so I was really influenced by the Andres Segovia, Ida Presti, if you know the great.
I don't know that one.
I started with the classical music, and then I was a lot into the jazz music, in the electric guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And
so it was the sound of the guitar, kind of like the particular that like either we have horns or strings and stuff. So
yeah, definitely the sound,
Okay, Yamirah, how about you? What attracted you to the guitar to make you want to play it?
Well, early on, there were these musicians that my dad played with. They're called the Disco Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And they had flowers on their guitars. I was really young.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that instrument looks a lot more cool than a violin, which I had been playing at that time. I was really horrible at it. And I was kind of like, okay, maybe something else. And and that's actually what happened. But then later on, I actually got way more deeper into it through Wes Montgomery, George Benson, Jimi Hendrix.
Those are good names.
Yeah.
And so, Kamila, how long have you been playing?
Well, many years.
Mm-hmm.
I already don't know.
So did you start when you were really young, or like teenager time, or?
Well, when I was starting really practicing, I was actually 18 years old. Yeah. But I started really focus on music when I was, I think, 18.
And how about you?
Well, I kind of started super young, but then there was. I also then had another instrument. I played flute for a while because that was like an instrument that was in school more. And so because I couldn't really join as a guitar player in ensembles, I kind of switched to flute. And I played that for a while, and then I switched back in my teenage years back to guitar. No, I mean I had a break in between when I was really young playing guitar to a little bit older.
Yeah. All right, and Kamila, where did you study?
I went to elementary music school in my country, in my town in Novicin. Mm-hmm. So then I started a little bit playing the guitar,
And then you went to Berkeley for college, right?
Oh no. We had a little bit of some band, some jam sessions in Novicin, and then I went to the Conservatory of Jaroslav Ježek to Prague, and first I studied the classical music, the classical guitar, and then I did the audition for jazz guitar, also on the same conservatory, so I studied the jazz, and then after graduation, I went to Berklee College. So.
So you had like a wide range of study, I guess.
Yeah, so I was at conservatory first, before the Berklee.
Okay, and Yamirah, how about you?
I had I moved from Berlin to Denver, and I auditioned for UNC, University of Northern Colorado, and so I was in that school for a little bit before I then transferred to Berklee College of Music.
And is that where you guys met?
Yeah, that's where we met.
I was going to ask you that question, but I guess we answered it. So, all right, Kamila, tell me a little bit briefly about your main guitar.
Well, my main guitar right now is the Kiesel guitar. This one.
Is this a semi-hollow?
Yeah, it's a semi-hollow lead guitar. Well, I bought in the States, in Boston. It ships from California. They don't have this kind of guitars here.
Is it 24 frets?
Yes. Semi-hollow, and the neck is the ebony neck and mahogany body.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's a neck through.
Great guitar.
Yeah.
Okay, and Yamirah, how about you? What's your main guitar?
I can also show you. I had it. It's a KMO guitar. It's a Berlin guitar builder, and it's actually really similar to the Kiesel. And
So yours is also semi-hollow.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I have one semi-hollow guitar, but then the other two are solid.
Yeah, and what actually happened was it's a bit of like a sponsorship, because I was doing I'm in a magazine situation for another guitar builder, and this was basically then gifted to me. So I don't actually think this model exists so much from what I understand.
Kamila, who are some of your favorite musicians and guitarists?
Well, there are a lot of great musicians in the world. From the guitarists, definitely I was influenced by Jim Hall, the guitarist, great guitarist, Aldi Meola from the jazz musicians. From the classical, definitely the Andres Segovia, the Ida Testi, some rock guitarists like Steve Vai, definitely John Petrucci.
Yeah, I like Steve Vai a lot. I listen to him a lot, and I even met him once, like the special show he did.
So I grew up on rock music, of course,
That's good.
And I am not listening to just the guitarists. I think also piano players like Bill Evans,
Oh yeah,
definitely, and some orchestras also, like a classical, like a Gustav Mahler, from the classical.
Right.
So I'm trying to listen and be influenced by a lot of musicians, not just the guitarists.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you guys a story. It's something I read about Jimi Hendrix when I was very young, when I first discovered him, that really influenced me, that I think is one of the best things about him, is that they asked him, what do you think about current music today, or whatever. They asked him, what do you think about the current bands? He said, he was saying like he has a positive. So he said basically that whenever he goes to any concert, no matter what, he wants to come away with something positive. So even if like the whole band is crap and like the bass player played some interesting little thing, he'll say, you know what, the band was crap, but he'll focus on that positive thing instead of the negative stuff. And he'll say, okay, maybe the band is okay, but the songs are crappy, or he's a really great guitar player and the drummer's not so great. But so he was always trying to appreciate something positive about any musical performance or any music he heard. He was trying to take away something positive from it. So I kind of have this kind of attitude, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What about you, Yamirah? Tell me some of your favorite guitarists and musicians.
Favorite guitarists and musicians. Well, I guess I'll start with the piano players first, because they're in my head right now. Definitely Bill Evans and Oscar Peterson. I listen to a lot. And then I've also obviously all the guitar players.
Well, if you could say who are your like 3 or 4 like most influential guitarists, who would you say?
I think Wes Montgomery was really influential. I think specifically the sound. I like George Benson a lot.
I just watched some interviews with him recently.
Yeah, did you see the one with Rick Beato?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I got a kick out of that one.
And then after I watched that one, a bunch of his other videos started showing up in my thing. So I said, okay, why not? Yeah, he's a big Ibanez artist, and my semi-hollow actually is Ibanez also. But it's obviously not as fancy as his. Any guitar or music influences outside of jazz?
Yeah, I'm going to the Julian Lage concert, but that's jazz actually again. Is it Lage or is it Lach?
I don't know.
I mean, I've gone to a lot of indie rock concerts, but I don't know if they must also influence me in some ways.
I think everything we listen to influences us in a negative or positive way. Like, okay, this sounds like I would like to do something like it, or this is crap, I don't want to do anything like this. All right. So Kamila, what inspires your songwriting? Like what kind of music or experiences inspire you?
Well, I would say that it comes actually together with the life experiences, definitely, the philosophy of the life, and what I listen to, what I learned at schools, the harmonies, playing with the musicians, definitely. I think it comes all together, like what is happening in the world, definitely. It's definitely inspiring for I think all of musicians.
And what about you, Yamirah? Anything specific that is inspiring you when you?
I mean, I think extreme emotions probably, like heartache and joy, and then going to see a nice show. Sometimes just on a train ride and then something hits you. It can be kind of random moments.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing your music is really inspiring because it's very difficult, so it makes me think differently.
You could say it's challenging, I guess.
Challenging, yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, that's a good way to go. So, Kamila, what are you listening to these days?
Well, many stuff. I actually went through the old recording, some old recording, what I listened to, at the beginning, I don't know, Chikora, Return to Forever, definitely. The Alchemy, the old album, Elegant Gypsy,
Did you listen to Mahavishnu Orchestra?
Yeah, of course. Kurt Rosenwinkel, some new stuff.
Okay, and Yamirah, what about you?
Well, recently I've actually been listening to a lot of Yusuf Days because I realized that the way they mix the way it's recorded and mixed is really great, because I think the drums are in the forefront, but not in a hard way, in a very soft and round way. I don't know, it's hard to explain.
You could say not an intrusive way. They're not intrusive.
Yeah,
okay.
And I kind of like that, and I wanted to emulate that. And so I've been listening a lot to him just in the past 2 months.
Okay, so Kamila, what do you like about playing with Yamirah?
Yeah, well, I think that Yamirah is a great personality, great friend, and it's definitely really important for the cooperation, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, she has a really beautiful tone, nice tone, and the rhythm and the harmonies, many things, Yeah, and she's composing great stuff. She's composing great stuff.
All right, now Yamirah, what do you like about playing with Kamila?
Well, I enjoy always learning new things. Every time I feel like you come with a new idea or it's I always get pushed to my limit, and then I'm like, oh, I can go further. Okay. It's I don't think a lot of people work that way, or it's I think you challenge yourself and therefore you challenge everyone around you, it's a really good thing. And then yeah, I think I'm learning constantly when I'm around you, which I like that.
It sounds like the people who, it's like how the musicians who played with Frank Zappa would respond. They pushed me to my limits, and then I realized I can go further. So.
Yeah.
How do you define your roles within each tune? Yeah.
So when I'm composing, for me it's very important the melody lines, with the rich harmony. That's why I need one more instrument. The guitar, to play the rich harmony sound. So and definitely some a little bit complicated the rhythm.
A little.
Yeah, I definitely needed one more harmonic instrument. Yeah, either piano or the guitar, you know.
So then when you're playing, are you playing mostly the like melodic stuff and letting her do the harmony stuff, or how does it?
Well, I'm writing like all of the stuff, you know. So I'm writing like the melody lines for the first guitar actually, and a rhythm guitar like the harmony. So.
Okay. And Yamirah, how about you? How do you feel your role is within each tune, or maybe you can even say within the band, like, or does it? Like I said, because the reason I said each tune is because maybe you play a different role in each tune. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's pretty much the same, where I'm playing the second guitar or like all the harmonies. I mean, in the solos we trade.
Yeah,
but it's very. I mean, it's yeah. I'm not really playing that many melodies, other than on this show, one of the songs that I wrote, I'm playing the melody. No, but I think maybe you should. What I think is interesting, seeing one of the scores, because it's all like, even the bass line is written out, especially for the head of the song.
But definitely they have a freedom, you know. It's not that they have to like play exactly what I wrote, you know. But the harmony, I think it's important. But even this, you know, in the comping, you can really have a freedom. Definitely bass player has a freedom. It's just some like ideas.
So since you live in different cities, how do you rehearse, record, and collaborate?
Yeah, that's difficult. We've been using Zoom, and then really what it ends up being is you guys record the rehearsals, and then I practice to the rehearsals, and then I sometimes send, like last time I sent you back some of the stuff that I was playing and rehearsing, and then over Zoom. So it's a bit strange.
Yeah, it's
probably not the best.
We played a gig in Berlin, so we practiced together a little bit, right?
Yeah. No, we did that.
So I recorded an EP with my old friend from school. He lived in Hawaii and I lived in LA, so we literally did the whole thing remotely. It ended up being okay, because he would record the singers and do everything. Then he would send it to me, and I would add guitars and mix and produce everything. I have this experience, so that's why I asked you guys, because I've had this experience of doing this album like from 2 different cities. And so how is it for you to collaborate this way? Is it easy, or is it easier now than when you started?
Well, actually, when we went to Berkeley together, we practiced together, of course.
Yeah.
Then we had in Boston the band, you know, from the Berkeley people, so we played together a lot, you know.
Yeah, but even there was a distance, because at some point I was in New York,
yes,
and then you guys were in Boston.
It's true.
Similar stuff already had happened. It's actually the same distance. The bus ride from New York to Boston is, I think, 4 hours, and then the train from back to Berlin is also 4 hours.
Yeah, I did this New York to Boston thing once. What do you like about playing with each other?
Well, you mean with whole band or with Yamirah?
Whatever. You can say each other and then the band also.
Yeah, so with the drummer, with Victor Ivo, we are friends already, I think 10 years, because he played on my senior recital at conservatory, so we know each other like many years. So definitely when I went from Boston to Prague, he was the first guy who I called, you know, from the session when I wanted to put a new band together, you know.
Right.
So he was that guy. So he's very inspiring and nice person, you know, great drummer. He studied Academy of Music Arts here in Prague, Hamu.
And bass player?
Yeah, and bass player. So I was looking for some new bass player. So some people recommend me the Katja, so that I was calling her and we put together some stuff, you know. And Yamirah also, we know each other from the Boston, so that was the easier choice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now how do you like about playing with each other and just as like 2 guitars playing together?
Yeah, so
I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Fun.
Yeah, but like you mentioned some of it, like, you know, like it fills out the sound and stuff. So maybe tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so when I am writing like the songs, there is like some like harmonies, and then you can definitely like add something, your own stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's very like guitar-based music. I feel like then adding more guitars instead of like adding a piano is also, especially piano players can sometimes like cover a lot of ground, and sometimes it's like too much. I think guitars leaves a little bit of room, harmonic room, even though then you still cover.
Yeah. And Yamirah, what about you? How do you feel about playing with the rest of the band? Have you been playing with them a little less than Kamila, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, really, technically I played with the one When was that?
Well, we have the recording session for The Void.
Yeah, that was that weekend that I played with them. Since then, it's been online. So
Okay.
they're amazing musicians. I do enjoy playing with them a lot.
Are you guys recording anything for a new album?
Well, we will have some recording session in June, definitely.
Yeah.
In Berlin. We are preparing the stuff like more.
And will you have all original tunes or cover songs too, or like jazz standards?
No, well, my stuff. That's good. That's gonna be like my album.
Okay.
I'm writing the songs and we are rehearsing the songs mostly.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. Do you have any goals for the concert coming up on Saturday?
Yeah, well, goals to have a nice time in the concert, definitely. So I invited a lot of people. I was also invited if you have a time,
And do you have any personal goals for the performance?
Yeah, well, definitely share the music, the ideas with the audience. That's the most important, I think.
Okay.
It's the first time that you're playing in front of the audience, right?
Well, with this band?
Yeah.
No.
The music? No.
Well, some of my stuff, yes.
Yeah.
Some of my new tunes, because I finished some new tunes in December or in January. January, I think.
Oh, The Void played.
Yeah, The Void already played with different band.
I see.
And are you planning any more concerts after this?
Definitely, absolutely.
So you want to play all around Europe, I guess?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Tour the world.
Thanks, Kamila and Yamirah, for the chat. We'll check in with you again soon.
Yeah,
Be sure to check out their music links in the video description below. Drop us a comment and let us know what you think of the music. I hope you guys enjoyed our music chat. Please remember to subscribe, hit the bell, and drop a comment. Which of these insights and videos are you enjoying the most? Guitarists, if you're struggling to turn your full riffs into songs, then my new songwriting workshop, your 4-step guide to better songwriting, is definitely for you. I put the link in the video description below. Click the link and reserve your spot today. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps you immensely. Have an awesome creative day. Thanks again, Kamila and Yamirah, for joining us. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.